Hello, my friends. Welcome back. My name is Drake, and this is Touching the Edge. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. Delighted to be here with you today in this continuing series on toxic opinion. And I think it's a very important subject for our time. Toxic opinion, what is it? How does it affect our world? And how are we susceptible to it ourselves? So, today I want to talk about it in terms of something odd, but bear with me. I want to talk about it in terms of surviving a zombie apocalypse. Have you ever heard that term before, a zombie apocalypse? So, in movies, for myself as an example, I was watching movies at a very young age. I grew up in Chicago, and I was really into horror movies. I would go to my cousin's house and we would watch horror movies. We would watch them on WGN out of Chicago. And there was a show called Creature Features. And I still love the intro to that show even now. You can hear it on you can hear it on YouTube. So I would watch this show, and I think there were a lot of these local shows around the United States, their own little distinct local horror TV show that would watch. They would view movies from the 60s and 70s, old horror movies, and one of them they would show was Night of the Living Dead. And so I would be into these shows. I was fascinated by them. I couldn't tear my eyes away from them. And when I say fascinated, I mean that really specifically in terms of the fascination of the mariners as they would be drawn towards the rocks by the sirens. I would watch these movies and I thought I liked them, but I would wake up in these horrific nightmares, and really childhood in many ways was like an ongoing nightmare for me. And so I remember these movies, and I just want to draw a correlation between what these movies were as a metaphor for our time. Now, these zombie movies have become a whole genre, and it's amazing that this one very specific type of horror movie became a whole genre, and it's changed from the original movie. The original movie was actually making some very important, points about the world. But gradually, it seems to have morphed into just an opportunity to see graphic violence. And there's certain things that go along with these modern zombie movies and TV shows. You have a large group, the majority, or a large group of people who have become zombies. And the zombies are now mindless, and they're attacking, they're trying to get to the actual human beings, and they work, as a group. It may seem like they're a community, but they're not. They're a mob. They're really mindless, and they're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, always trying to get to the humans. They have no compassion. There's no contact with compassion in a zombie. And correspondingly, you have the human beings, the heroes of the story. And in my perception, and I can't really claim to be an expert because I really don't watch them, but from what I've seen, the whole movie or show is an opportunity for the good people to just go around chopping up, brutalizing all the zombies, because of course they're no longer human, they're zombies, so you can do anything to them, and you no matter what you do to them, you're heroic in what you do. There's also a conflict between the human beings. There's the good humans and the bad humans. So I want to bring this up because it reminds me of our time and this relationship to toxic opinion. I want to suggest that when we, get absorbed in toxic opinion, much the same as when a zombie infects one of the human beings, when a zombie infects one of the human beings, they become a zombie, and once they become a zombie, they can never come back to being human. And I see this happen very much in the world. We have those and us versus them. And if one of us becomes one of them, then they are no longer one of us, and we become justified in our intolerance. You see people brutalizing each other. To me, a human being who would decimate or cause the decimation of an entire country, wipe away the cultural history of the country, just killing at such a level. Who knows how many children have died in Ukraine? To me, this is that kind of zombie mindset, no longer connected to the heart. So much in the head that they're actually not actually in contact with reality. This is very much what it seems like to me to become a zombie. And again, it's infectious. When you come upon a zombie, they can infect you with it. So what I'm saying is when you come across someone who has toxic opinion, filled with hatred, it's easy for you to become caught up in your own toxic opinion because you know you're right. And this is part of what creates what I'm calling a zombification. When you absolutely know you're right, when you have become so self-justified, and I would suggest that human beings don't do well with being absolutely right. We don't know when to stop. And so all of a sudden you find people willing to do incredible things to other human beings. I mean, the shootings that we've seen, shooting children. This to me is a process of people losing their contact with their own humanity, their own heart. So I just want to encourage you to be human, to be kind, to be in contact with your heart. Another thing that zombies don't seem to have the ability to see is real beauty. They don't see the beauty of the world. They're too caught up in keeping their perception alive. They come into a contact with what I would call fear masquerading as faith. When you are afraid and you are focusing on it like you are confident, when you're trying to create a facade of confidence, then you feel the need to attack other people. Really being human is the ability to truly listen. It doesn't mean that you're not in contact with your perceptions. You can have strong opinions, but don't allow them to make you into a zombie. When surviving a zombie apocalypse is not about living forever. It's about not becoming a zombie. So thank you so much for your time. Stay in contact with your humanity. We can do this together. I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to ask you to listen carefully. When you pass out of this world, pass away as a human being with heart. I bring my hands into prayer position and I bow to you. Namaste. Thank you.